Hey guys, welcome back to the HR Mechanics channel. My name's Shad, and today we got something a little different to work on. We got us a big truck. This is a 1999, I believe, Kenworth T600. Got the good old 12.7 Detroit in her, and she won't make no air pressure. We're gonna see if we can figure out why. Now the guy that owns this says some days it'll make air pretty good. Some days it don't. Some days it hardly makes any at all. We're gonna fire her up and see exactly how long she does take to make air pressure. It's been sitting there for a while, so it should be. Yeah, she's got zero air pressure. I know it's hard to see, but she's on zero. Let's fire her up. I'm gonna time it and see how long it takes. Contact. Gotta love an old Detroit. All right, stopwatch is going. I'll get back to you when we hit cutout. Wow, took over 13 minutes to make air pressure. So that ain't right. Went ahead and nosed her in the shop a little bit so I'd have a little bit of light. It's getting late. Getting late out here today. Been running around. I got to go to, where am I going? I got to go to Sarasota, Florida in the morning. Make a run with my truck, so kind of getting a late start on this. But anyways, we made cutout over 13 minutes. See if we can figure out why. See if I can get this big old hood up. Yow, she's heavy. Jeez, there we go. Let's see. Be getting close to making another video on this old girl. She's coming on back together. Well, let's see if we can find some air leaks on this thing. So usually when you're having air trouble, the first thing I go to is the compressor. Well, first thing I'll do is check all the air lines and make sure there's no leaks anywhere. Got me a bottle of soapy water right here. She's already bled off pretty good. I'm gonna crank her back up and let her be making air, and I'm gonna spray around and see if I can find any air leaks anywhere. don't see anything that stands out yet. Let it build back up till it cuts out air pressure again. Getting hot. Just cut out air pressure again, and look at this. Now that the truck's shut off, I can hear it blowing. You can see the bubbles in there. So under that plate is the unloader valve. That's what regulates your air pressure internally in the compressor. And she's leaking. A lot of times that is the issue if your truck's hard to build air or slow building air. That's usually the first thing I go to anyways. I've done a bunch of them. And now that the pressure's a little lower, you hear it's quit. So there's a plate up there with a gasket on it and a couple of valves and some O-rings. I'm gonna snatch them out and see what they look like. All right, well, this truck just so happens to have the same kind of compressor as my truck, so I happen to have an extra unloader valve kit laying around. That's convenient. My help finally showed up.
I've been here.
So, let's see. I know it's a little dark in here, but I don't feel like stretching a bunch of lights out. We got 5 bolts on top of this dude. Right there. It's that funky looking plate on top. That's your unloader valve. Right underneath it. It's 5 half-inch bolts. I'm gonna snatch them out and see what she looks like. Well, that escalated quickly. So this intake's a little different than the one on my truck, and you can't get the bolts out of the unloader without taking the intake manifold off. So snatched her loose. And there we go. That bolt right there in the middle will sit in that manifold. Get her out. Cover. Pretty rough looking. And let's see what her gasket looks like. Yeah, non-existent. See, it's all broke off right there. Just in chunks. So there's your problem. These are our valves. Pretty rough shape too. There's a spring in here. We'll have to fish out. Yeah. She was due. Okay. Let's see if I can climb out of this thing and get all this stuff cleaned up. Pretty nasty inside there. I'm standing on the steering link, sitting on the tire. So these old aero trucks, there ain't a whole lot of room under here. So yeah, it's pretty nasty in there. Pretty nasty. That gasket is completely done. All right, let's clean her up. It's getting late, so I went ahead and slammed this dude back together. Intake's back on, got our plate torqued down. We knew it took almost 13 and a half minutes or so to build air last time. We'll fire it up now and see what she does. Definitely building on up. This is idle. That's 650 RPMs. If we idle her up, she will build faster, but just getting a baseline with it straight idle. So we're at 100 pounds in 4 minutes. That's a heck of a lot better than she was doing. I generally, about 8 to 10 minutes from 0 to 120 is about normal in trucks I'm used to anyway. So 90-something pounds in 4 minutes, we're doing all right. Well, she just cut out 7 minutes and 53 seconds. That's pretty dang good. That's right about what we were shooting for. So we'll shut her down and we'll call this one good. Well, that's another one in the books. That's what we ended up with. Too bad. Valves. I did find that other spring, and that right there is what was left of the gasket. Not much. She's ready to rock and roll. Now that guy can get back out on the highway and make him run some of this $1 a mile freight that they're shoving down her throat. But I've got to run to Florida tomorrow, down to Sarasota. Give them fine folks a truckload of paper towels. And when I get back, we'll be back on the Oldsmobile. Got the, man, that hood's heavy. Yow. Got the block cleaned up pretty good. A lot better than she was. Got her basting right now. But we'll finish cleaning her up. I got this head assembled. I got to paint it still. Got to blast these valve covers and get them painted. We got our bolts drilled out of our manifold, so it's ready to go. Push rod's cleaned up, but the old head cleaned up a lot better than I thought it would. That's good. I had to put one new valve in it. Yeah, one new valve, lapped the rest of them, decked it. She's gonna be good. Hopefully, maybe next week, we can have her running again. Like always, I appreciate everybody liking and subscribing. We got over 100 subscribers now. I can't believe it. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all that subscribe to this channel and take the time to make comments and likes and all. I really do appreciate it. If y'all like old cars, old tractors, and big trucks, y'all are in the right place. Stay tuned. You never know what you're going to see on here. Thank y'all.